Let's talk about the viral $20 Walmart cake.
Have you seen the ongoing frustration among the home bakers about the Walmart selling their cake at a lower price?
Look at this. Oh, perfect. Oh my God. Isn't it great? Chris. I know, it's my dream.
This is actually the cake that made the home bakers go crazy. As people started seeing this cake, guess what? They want to get them, and the home bakers are not having it at all.
Vintage heart cake drama and why it really upsets and affects me as a home baker and business owner. So Walmart recently started selling vintage heart cakes for only $5 to $20. It's extremely cheap for one of these cakes. The reason why I'm mad is not what you think. Don't care if Walmart's gonna undersell me for a vintage heart cake. You know what? Times are tough right now, and if you want that cute look for your birthday photo, then I am so glad that Walmart has a cheaper option. But what is actually grinding my gears here are the people in the comments under videos advertising the cake, complaining about what home bakers are charging for vintage heart cakes. I just find that highly disrespectful to everybody who puts so much time and effort into their cake, especially when having a birthday cake is a luxury. It is not a need. You do not get to tell these people how they're going to price their items when they know their worth. Let me just explain to you why home bakers charge so much money for heart cakes. The biggest reason are ingredients. Walmart, you are not going to get real buttercream cake. Getting something made with shortening, artificial flavoring, and ingredients. These cakes were shipped to them from some warehouse, basically just slapped together. Coming from a home baker though, getting a handmade cake start from finish. Some people use box cakes, but for me, I make everything from scratch. Right off the bat, the quality of ingredients are going to be drastically different. Also, do you know how expensive butter is? It's about 8 sticks of butter to bake a cake start to finish. But with everything else combined, that's at least $30 worth of ingredients, not including the labor. Secondly, Walmart is a huge company that can buy stuff in bulk, which will naturally make their cost to produce goods a lot cheaper so they can charge less money. But on the other hand, they're probably underpaying their employees at the same time. There was a talented baker behind every cake made at Walmart. They are probably getting paid minimum wage when they could start their own home bakery and make a lot more. And then lastly, you're also paying for the skill level from the home baker. If your Walmart even makes vintage heart cakes, they're going to be as attentive to detail as a custom cake artist. So if you order from a small business or order from Walmart, that's none of my business and I really don't care. But please don't undervalue these people because you can get it cheaper.
Many home bakers argue that their work is worth more because of the efforts and creativity involved. But however, what some fail to mention is that most home bakers use the cake box mix and even buy Walmart $5 cake, decorate them, and then sell them again for $100. That's a lot. Meanwhile, Walmart's bakers are also professionals, and their work shouldn't be undervalued just because they work in a retail setting.
Ever since Walmart started selling heart-shaped cakes for Valentine's Day at just $5, bakers on TikTok have been losing it. They argue that Walmart is undercutting small businesses, making it impossible for them to compete since they typically charge $80 to $100 for similar cakes to stay afloat. Some have even gone as far as saying that if people can't afford to spend that much on a cake, they shouldn't be celebrating Valentine's Day at all. This, of course, didn't sit well with many people online. The backlash has been swift, with countless users calling out these bakers for acting like cakes are some kind of luxury item. Many pointed out that local bakers often just use Betty Crocker cake mix while marking up their prices as if they're offering gourmet desserts. One baker in particular, TFB Cakes, who has over 1 million followers for her viral baked goods, is now facing major backlash after posting a video shaming those who choose to buy Walmart's affordable cakes. Instead of rallying support, she's now the one getting canceled, with people accusing her of being out of touch and elitist.
This debate raises important question about pricing, quality, and the value of both the home and commercial baking. Some people cannot afford a $100 cake. Have some understanding for people who are on a budget but still want some cute things.
All these people trying to defend the $7 vintage heart cakes from Walmart, if you're broke, just say that. You should be spending a minimum of $200 if you want a quality cake. Now, I know some people are going to come at me because I've used box cake and canned frosting, but it's about the hours and talent that I have in creating these cakes. All right. Now that I got the rage bait out of the way, I do think it's awesome that there is more affordable options for everybody to be able to participate in these trends. I do understand creators and small business frustration though, and this is across the board between crochet community and freeze-dried community. These trends are huge money makers for small businesses, so when corporations get a whiff of it and start mass producing at low prices that small businesses can't compete with, I can understand their frustration. I also get the consumer side because they just want to participate in the trends and they don't have money for high quality. So I understand both sides, but some people's posts are giving petty and entitled.
It's so sad to see some of these home bakers shaming people because they aren't buying their overpriced product. How miserable can they be? Honestly, I wouldn't want to purchase something from them based solely on their attitude. The people buying Walmart's cake wouldn't be able to buy their cakes anyways because they cannot afford it. If you feel threatened by a Walmart's cake, then maybe your work wasn't that luxurious to begin with.
Bakers are now having meltdowns because Walmart has the audacity to offer affordable heart cakes. Now, this cake has been trending all over social media for a while now, and before the grocery stores started offering them, you would have to go to a private bakery to get this type of shape, and they are not cheap. Like sometimes they can cost $80 or more. Nowadays, you can get that same cake for a fraction of the cost. This one was only $25, and they were promoting these heavily for Valentine's Day. This pissed off a lot of private and at-home bakers, with them saying that, yeah, the Walmart cakes are cheaper, but that's because they're made with cheap exploitative labor, also lower cost, lower quality ingredients, and that they're not that good in comparison to cakes that you can get from them. Now, I do understand their frustration to a certain extent because, once again, Walmart is taking customers away from small businesses, but some of their logic has left the crowd scratching their heads.
But what is actually grinding my gears here are the people in the comments under videos advertising the cake, complaining about what home bakers are charging for vintage heart cakes. I just find that highly disrespectful to everybody who puts so much time and effort into their cake, especially when having a birthday cake is a luxury.
We have now entered a timeline where a birthday cake is now considered a luxury.
If I were to get a cake at Walmart, I would ask the Walmart decorator if she wants to make some few bucks on the side before I would give a dime to the mean girls. The issue of the cake mix I'm reselling is one of the biggest criticism of some home bakers. They claim their cake are made from scratch, when in reality, many use the store-bought cake mix. Some even go as far as purchasing the Walmart affordable cake, decorating them and selling them for a much higher price.
Doesn't someone who can't afford cake deserve Valentine's Day? Walmart's $5 heart-shaped Valentine's Day cake has sparked a heated debate, with small bakers, who typically charge between $80 and $100 for similar cakes, saying the retail giant is undercutting their business, while critics accuse bakers of being out of touch and elitist. Some bakers even suggested that people who couldn't afford expensive cakes shouldn't celebrate Valentine's Day at all, a statement that quickly drew widespread criticism online. Social media users were quick to call out the bakers, accusing them of treating the cakes like luxury goods. Many pointed out that some local bakers charged high prices for using basic ingredients such as Betty Crocker cake mix, questioning the value they provided. The backlash intensified when TFB Cakes, a popular baker with more than 1 million followers on TikTok, posted a video shaming customers for choosing Walmart's cut-price cakes. What do you think? Should small bakeries lower their prices, or is Walmart's move harmful to local businesses? Let us know in the comments.
Is it fair to criticize Walmart's quality while secretly using cheap products? The debate really comes down to perception versus reality. Many people assume the cake from home bakers is automatically better, but that's not always the case. I want these home bakers to know that those people who bake for Walmart are also skilled, and they're amazing bakers. Okay, just because you're baking from the comfort of your home and then you feel like people who are baking for Walmart are not good enough. No, they are good enough. Walmart's cake may be mass-produced, but they are still made by skilled workers using industrial standard. So in conclusion, at the end of the day, both Walmart bakers and home bakers have their place in the market.